Pero bueno, ¿cómo ven el fútbol mexicano? ¿Cómo ven la estructura de selecciones nacionales para el siguiente año? ¿Cómo se ve el fútbol mexicano desde otras vitrinas? Nuestro compañero Fernando Schwartz platicó con un exfutbolista de clase mundial, George Barnes, seleccionado inglés de los 80s, gran jugador de Liverpool y del Watford. Así ve el fútbol mexicano este hombre.
You live in CONCACAF world when you was with Jamaica like a coach. What we need in CONCACAF to improve the level of football?
It's very similar. Well, not similar. If you look at Africa, for example, when you talk about African teams, some are good. You got Ghana, you got Nigeria. They're similar. Mexico gets to the quarterfinals. And what you have is you either have to say the football in the country. We want to develop football in the country, which means you want to have a good league with good clubs. And what will happen when you have a good league with good clubs is that you then will pay your players enough money to stay in that country. Now in Africa, what they say is that we don't have a good league, we don't have good clubs, so our best players will then go to Europe to go to the top teams to play, to improve, to get necessary experience, so when they come back to play for the national team, then the national team can be strong. Now in Mexico, club football is big, so therefore a lot of the Mexican players stay and play in Mexico. A lot of the South African players now play in South Africa instead of going abroad, so the South African national team isn't as strong. Maybe if the Mexican league wasn't as strong, the best Mexican players will come and play for Real Madrid and Liverpool and Manchester United. They will then improve and then help the national team to be stronger. So to get the balance, because of course you have to be respectful to the country and say we want to have strong club teams and we have to have good players playing there. So you're caught in between getting good experience to like the Dos Santos brothers who went to play abroad and then they did really well, and having a good club structure whereby you keep your players there. So getting the balance is important. But I think Mexico is doing okay. Club football is good and international football is good. What can happen is if club football wasn't as good, all your best players will then go and play in Europe for the best teams, then they would improve, then the national team will be stronger, but you have to have the balance. And I think the balance is okay.
Finally, with this answer, what are you thinking about Raúl Jiménez and his success in Wolverhampton, and you see Chicharito with Manchester United?
Raúl Jiménez is one of my favorite players in England.
Wow.
Absolutely, because what we've always known about Mexican players, Hugo Sanchez, fantastic goal scorer. Hugo didn't run around too much and work hard, but he scored goals. Blanco, very skillful. So Mexico always had either good goal scorers, skillful players. Dos Santos brothers, Chicharito, very good in the box, whereas Jimenez does everything. He scores goals, he works hard for the team, he's strong, he's physical, which you wouldn't necessarily think is a Latin American trait, because he plays like a European player. He's very strong and he works very hard. He has been the Wolves' most important player, I think, and I always said that if my city rivals, you have Liverpool and you have Everton, and Everton are a big club and they like to have the best players in the world, and what they needed was a centre forward, and I think if Everton wanted to improve, that is the centre forward they should get.